Hey, so this is a demo review for darkysp, who's a scout playing in etf2l Open this season, I believe, which is the lowest division. Map is obviously Badlands, so you definitely want one scout playing on train, so you're doing that. Okay, so first, like when you're playing on train, okay, this is super weird. This isn't something that teams don't do anymore, is to roll out house. Almost every team will roll out Valley now, and because of that, like looking at this scout and doing like 8 damage like pistol like chipping is not what you really want to be doing at the start of mid. You want to be looking down here to see if there's an early soldier bomb. I hope it's picking up my crosshair. It's not. 1 second. Okay, so you want to be looking down here in Valley, because that's like, check here, see if there's a soldier about to bomb, and then look at the scout. And if there's a scout rushing across point, you do want to contest him, but the priority is denying this soldier Valley if he's bombing from there. You guys were, like, the way you're playing this mid, like, you have so many people stacked on train, it makes it really, like, look at all this free spam damage they're getting you, like, on your team. Like, you can't have your soldiers sitting on your train. Soldiers on mids need to be bombing and then making space, like, for your demo. They can't be eating up heals on mids. They're, like, the worst class to be healing.
The control point is being captured.
Damn, nice, okay. So you kill both their scouts, but your medic died on mid and they have rear advantage. So what you want to do in this situation as a team is find their combo and try and get a force, and then try and have no one die because their Uber can't chase that well. So like right now, you'd want your entire team spamming to support you. You should be calling like, hey, spam main, I'm on them. Going for that flank was just not, it was dumb basically, because they still have Uber advantage on you and their scouts are spawning. So all you're doing there is making the fight easier, and you could still have gotten out main, I believe, there without dying. But like the ideal play would have been for your team to support you when you got like 140 on that pocket, and then like follow up off that and get the early force, and just play off, because you had 2 scout picks, which really limits what their Ubers can do. I don't know why maybe you killed their medic on mid, in which case you should have just been pushing there and your team should have followed up off of all that damage you got. Pushing out of Badlands last is tricky. Even after the cap time change, there's still a lot of places to check. So an important thing to do with your team is just figure out when you're pushing out, like, have everybody know where they're gonna clear. That way you don't have to be trying to figure it out in like the 8 seconds before their respawn comes up. You're really getting nothing out of this position except like eating a lot of damage. Playing up top is going to be better for denying a bomber, which will usually come through main anyways. You really shouldn't be peeking, like, you don't want to be taking spam damage from the top right there. All you want to be doing is just watching main for a bomber. Like, oh man, this is a really, really bad play. Okay. First off, that's like not a good spot for a scout to be DMing, right? And then you sent both of your scouts there, like, I don't know, to just get aggressive or try and get a pick or something. That play was just, it was just a bad idea. Because you sent 2 scouts where they could both take all the same damage, and like, in an area that wasn't even good for them to be in. Like, you're never gonna run into their combo and get kills there. So you guys have a bunch of picks now though, so you should be pushing out. It's bad that you haven't gotten a buff yet for how long you were standing next to your med. Okay, you don't need the med kill here, you need the cap, so that's good. Your demo goes down. Now you really need the cap or to leave, basically. You know their med's all the way out. You can see how, like, not having a buff really sort of made you not be able to be as aggressive there, but you still were able to. That was a good job getting the kill on the soldier. Like, oh man, why? You saw the demo take 100 damage, just You could have started shooting that demo so much earlier and that fight would have gone better. And then you like forgot about the medic behind you. I don't know what that is. Like, you saw that demo eat like 2 solid rockets and get popped up in the air. Just kill him and the medic has no one to protect him. That's bad timing from your soldier. He can't be going in there. You should have seen this sniper and your team should push. Like, you see the sniper side spire, so really the angles he can watch is like watch effectively is limited to choke. So I'd go through Valley or Haunter right here. It looks like you're sort of playing the more passive role, like the scout who's like taking Ubers in and stuff. I don't know why your team is taking so long to push. Is this like... I don't know. You guys are like throwing away like really good opportunities to push, and I don't understand like what you're waiting for. You had Uber advantage there, and you even had a pick, and you just like didn't do anything. I don't really know what you're waiting for. And then your mid drops. What, like, so you need to, like, when you're playing somewhere, think like, what am I contributing to my team from doing this? Like, that demo isn't really in any risk, especially your combos in-house. They're gonna need like more than just one soldier with them. It's so easy to get flanked as like a single soldier with a medic in-house. You need to be playing with your team there.
Control point is being captured.
I don't know why you're not playing with your medic here. I don't know why this soldier is like sitting here doing nothing while it's even numbers and they're pushing mid. Like, there was so much time that you guys wasted just getting, like, figuring out what you were gonna do there, and because of it you just lost mid. And you didn't even like set yourself up in a good position to hold anything. You just like gave up mid for nothing because you couldn't figure out what you were going to do. You need somebody to realize, like, if it's 5v5 even numbers and they're pushing into mid, they have they have a disadvantage for being the attackers in that fight. You can't just like give them this for free. You need to, and especially like you really weren't even accomplishing anything that fight. You weren't watching anything, you weren't with your medic. You need to like be with your medic. One scout needs to like always be with your medic, and another scout needs to usually be with your medic, you know? You can't, like, you're playing so separated. It's just like hoping your pocket can walk into like however many people he needs to and just fucking rape them. You're not pushing off Uber advantage again. Which, like, some teams, yeah, sometimes will do this, but... yeah, this is like a very, like, outdated style of play almost. Like, your scouts trying to run around on the flank by themselves and, like, do shit. That's not really how teams play anymore. Teams play a lot more focused around getting the scout heals. And you can see right now how it's fucking you over. You don't have a scout to get on Spire here. You don't have a scout to be taking this Uber in. I don't know why you would go the way that doesn't lead you to the cap. Like, this is the one time I would have liked to see you go away from your medic, and instead you went right to him and couldn't get the cap. When you're pushing out of last, the cap has to be, like, your first priority, right? I don't even... it's just... like, like, in that case, your soldier and demo should be walking forward and just locking them out. And if you have a second scout up, one of you can be with your medic and one of you can be on cap, but if you only have the one scout, you have to be capping there, unless you have, like, a roamer with the pain train alive to cap. Okay, so you guys are doing the right side mid. You can't be... oh, man. Okay, I guess you're... like, look... okay. Hold on. Your team is so split, like... you're gonna... you've got this guy here, you had another soldier all the way by shithouse, your demo was here, your medic was walking up slope, you were on... like, you're not... like, you're just letting them separate you guys and just pick you off one by one. Your scout loses a 1v2, your soldier loses a 1v2. That's a nice job on that scout. You took that fight a bit passively. You saw, yeah, you saw the soldiers bomb in, but like you could tell those soldier bombs weren't reaching your medic on the first bomb, and you saw your other soldier was like bombing in behind them to clean them up. So like your medic can back up and get health. You have 185 HP and a soldier landing on those two guys, and like you saw him hit that 100 damage rocket and you still backed up. You could have stayed out, cleaned up both of those kills really quick, and then been in a position to fight second. Instead you just let them. That should have been like a 2-soldier sack, and I think only one of them died, or even both of them died, but you'd already given up so much ground it didn't matter. Okay, you lose one, you need to go to the last point now. You can't be, like, you can't be here right now, because if a soldier comes up drop down and kills you, your team is fucked. And, like, doing this is really just insane. Like, running around looking for this flank, it's not gonna... You're never going to force a medic on Spire, like, as a scout, against, like, competent players. There's nothing to, like, gain from trying to walk in here. Also, okay, so, here's one thing. You could tell, like, your soldier, you saw him over here spamming these guys. Like, that means that you can get aggressive here, and all the attention they divert to you, that could open up, like, something. And I'm talking about a few seconds ago, not right now, because now there is this scout here. But, like, the last time you peeked here, your soldier was right here spamming, and you saw that and, like, just backed up. But, like, if you just stay here and keep peppering them, they're forced to either shoot at your soldier or you, and then that's, like, that's when this fight starts to open up. Like, if they start tunneling your soldier and you're able to get in and get a lot of damage, and then, like, your soldier gets a lot of damage too, maybe you're able to swing that fight. But the important thing is you keep, like, this distance until they commit to something, and you just make sure that none of you die. Like, right, like, this is what you should have been doing, like... Okay, their demo crashes. That's what you should have been doing like 15 seconds ago, basically. I don't know what you're doing right now. What is this? What are you... You're watching main, I guess, to make sure no one backcaps, or like... Then you push through that shutter for like... God, you guys are so separated. Like, even during an Uber trade... And maybe this was happening, but I can't tell without your comments, but I doubt it. Like, okay, one, you are contributing nothing to the team fight right now. If anyone should be at last, it's your roamer, but ideally it's no one. Because, like, a soldier comes in with height advantage, that's a tough fight for you to win. A scout comes in, like, it's still just a coin flip. It's a scout 1v1. Your roamer has a much better chance of being able to hold that. But two, like, you guys were pushing out, and you had 3 people sitting in lobby, and you had, like, 2 soldiers on the point. Like, everybody needs to be peeking at the same time, trying to push out, and then while you're doing that, you're covering all the entrances. Like, if you're leaving anyone behind, you're just, like, it's just a demo trapping, like, the shutters in lobby. You're not, you're not just, like, sitting in lobby, like... Because, best case scenario, like, a scout comes in and you have a coin flip 1v1. You need to be, like, out helping your team. And, like, not just sitting in lobby, I guess. What is going on? Okay. So you guys, you start off with so much early presence on this mid. Like, if I'm, like you, when I walk onto point and I see that they're delayed, like, fucking have your soldiers jump up on the trains and just lock them out of mid. You started with so much presence at the start of that mid, and then you just sort of lost it because no one, like, followed up on anything. Like, get your other scout on point and just fucking, like, shit on them when they try and walk forward.
We have captured the control point.
I don't know what this is. You think there's someone behind, I guess? That's a fight I would chase. You got 60 damage on him. You can keep pushing him. Especially with your buff, you know you can't just get insta-gibbed. Oh god, I hope this doesn't force... Oh, man. Okay, that was rough. Nothing to say about that. It was just rough. And then you can see how, like, this, like, sort of just walking in flank by yourself, now it's sort of fucking your team over. You did have a one-pick advantage, which made this a lot more holdable. Like, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Your pocket has just died, and you're just staring at house. You have people in choke. You will know if something, like, walks in patio. And even then, like, this is way too much attention to be devoting to house. Like, either you're walking in choke or you're holding mid. But, like, this is, like, neither. This is just, like, begging for yourself to get, like, caught out. If that, like, that scout is good, he calls for his soldier to push from resup and kill you. Okay, this is good spam. You're slowing them down. Like, don't commit any further now. Don't take this fight. Oh, damn. Like, you can't, like, Scout's not just about fishing for, like, 1v1s on the flank. Like, you actually have pretty good DM, and it's been winning you a lot of these fights, but, like, now, like, your team wants to push in, and they're down, okay, they're down 2 scouts, because your other scout also started looking for a 1v1. It's just, it's, like, not... The way you're playing is just not very consistent. If you're missing your shots, you're literally just going to lose all the time. Like, you can see, even for how many, like, you have a really high percentage of 1v1s that you're winning with their scouts, and you're not even winning the game. Because it's just not a high, like, it's not a reliable way of playing. Especially when your other scout almost always is just losing them. Like, you had that one scout pick. This was super pushable until he decided to die. Your roamer's able to get 2. Why are you not walking in right now? Like, what are you guys doing? You have, like, 3 picks. And you're worried about, what, like, the scout backcapping? Like, walk forward. You guys never push. I have no idea what you're waiting for. You need to be walking forward into second. Like, you're backing out of mid! This is, like, shocking. There's no fathomable reason for you guys to get 3 picks and back out of mid. That just doesn't make any sense. It goes against, like, literally everything about how you're supposed to play TF2. Like, whoever's main calling for you, or, like, if you don't, maybe you don't have a main caller, but whoever is, like, needs to figure out, like, what they're doing. Because this is just, like, it could not have been, like, a worse play to get 3 picks and then give up mid. Like, the basic, so there's, like, the basic, like, essence of how to push is you need, like, 2 advantages. So, like, say a player pick is 1 advantage, and then, like, you have a positional advantage, like, you have high ground on them or something, and then you can push off that. Or, like, you have 2 picks, or you have a pick and, or, like, say you have Uber advantage, that's enough to push off right there. Like, you guys get 3 picks and back up, that's, like, the opposite, like... It just doesn't make any sense. And in general, when you get that, like, first pick, what you don't want to do is give them 1v1s. Like, because once you get that 1 pick, if they're a smart team, they'll be grouping up. So you want to group up too, because then you have a 6v5. But if you, like, split up, you're giving them, like, 1v2s, even though they have number disadvantage. A lot of times you guys are getting this first pick, and then you're, like, all, like, splitting up and going into the flank by yourself. And then even if you do get the second 1v1 that you win, you're not even pushing off of it. You had to know they were coming main there, right? I mean, you see them walk in shutter. Main is, like, the last place you want to be at that point. You should always be on eviction notice on heavy now. You need to. Why are you not looking at the point? Yeah, I don't know. Like, look at the point when they're Ubering in. I don't know what you were looking for, but that's really all you need to be shooting.
Let's get him.
Okay, so you do a good job denying that bomber. Now you just need to like. Oh, okay. I'd say you do a decent job that mid. Like neutral, you didn't really win or lose that mid for your team. Denying the soldier bomb was good. You did take a bit too much damage doing it. But that happens. It's whatever. It looks like the rest of your team sort of just got completely like way too pressured by it. Oh, nice. He was trying to no respect you, and I have no idea why. No one was even shooting at you. Okay, that's a good play. It's a risky play. Normally, their medic will have a scout with him, but like if you see the medic with a scout, you can just and like they're looking at you, just back up. But since you saw the medic with no one and you went in, that was good. Why? Like now you guys look. Wolfie died on your team, and now you're just not pushing. You're like trapping lobby. Like there's 10 minutes left and you're down 3 rounds, and you get a medic pick. Like that's a situation where you have to be pushing. You guys just like the only time you push is when the other team like actually wipes. It seems like. Was that a spy? Bummer.
Play ball. Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Nice, that was good. You saw the soldier go under. You made sure that you kept tabs on him. He came up at a bad time. Ooh, that was a nice fight by their demo. They're running a spy, Jesus. Yeah, you did a good job denying that soldier and not letting him get anything done. And then their demo just sort of shit on you. That's whatever it happens.
We have secured the control point.
You don't know about forwards? If you just change class, you can. Okay, well, I guess you remembered, but you're already halfway there. Going. Okay. So even Ubers, but there's 9 minutes left and you're down 4 rounds. Like, you really have to speed it up at this point. Oh man. See, like, this is what, like, when you go into the flank by yourself this often, they realize what you're doing and they just like camp you. They're just waiting for your scout, for you and your scout buddy to like just walk into flank, and then they're just killing you over and over and over and over again. They really fuck up this push. Did their Uber get forced earlier, or did they? Oh, that's really unfortunate. And they don't have Uber. Okay, I guess you guys got a force earlier too. So when you get a force, like you need to be like, you obviously you know that you forced them, right? In 99.9% of situations, you know that you got a force. You want to be grouping up with your medic immediately after that, because they're gonna do what they just did. They're gonna send everything they have to try and force your medic. You see them go into house, like, you know, they're on those stairs. They could be flanking you house. You need to just make sure that you're ready to get out with your medic now, because obviously when your medic is healing you, he gets like the move speed buff. Okay, you're probably a little too worried about the spy running around behind you while their combos you bring in, but you do get a couple picks on flank. Like, back up to your medic and play with him now. Like, that fight was going in your favor, and then everybody like left your medic. Like, you have picks, just when you have picks, you just back up to your medic and you'll out damage them, and like you'll win any drawn out fight. It requires somebody going insanely huge as like to turn that fight around, as opposed to if you're all splitting up, it just like maybe 2 people lose a 1v1, which is like a coin flip most of the time anyways.
We have secured the control point.
You don't have time to wait anymore, right? 6 minutes, down 4 rounds. You just have to go with Ubers at this point. Okay, like goddamn, you guys have 100% Uber ad and you do nothing with it. Like, I really can't figure out what you're waiting for. Is that like, why are you not pushing here? What is it that like you think needs to happen before you're gonna push? And like they're running 2 spies, so I'm just gonna fast forward through the rest of this. Like, they're running, okay, they're running 2 spies. You have 100% Uber ad. Like, what on earth could you be waiting for before you push in, right? Like, I can't even, like, fathom what you think. What else is, like, going on? That's, like, why you guys are losing, is you just don't do anything. You just sit around, you give the enemy team as many chances as they want to, like, just walk into you, just over and over and over and over and over again, and then like eventually it just works, because like you can like get 4 kills and kill their medic and have 100% ad and back out of mid. It's like, it's just not how you need to be like playing TF2. You need to have like a concise idea of like when you're pushing and what you're doing. Like whoever's main calling for your team right now is like just not helping you at all, because like I don't know if they just don't really understand like what's going on or what, because you're just losing like massive advantages all the time. This game would be a lot closer if you were like pushing right now it'd probably be tied if all the times you had full like some sort of massive advantage you pushed, and instead some of the times that you had massive advantages you actually like just left, like you left the point you were holding. So that's just something you need to like figure out. You need to realize, like, hit tab, like look at the scoreboard, it's 6-on-3, we need to walk forward, not backwards. And then like, hey, we just forced their medic, like we killed their medic, whatever, we need to group up with our medic and like wait for them to like feed into us, stuff like that. And then so yeah, I'd say once you get that sort of stuff figured out, then you can start looking at other aspects of your gameplay. But right now it's a lot of team problems. Like your individual DM is actually really good, like you're winning a lot of 1v1s. You just need to translate that into like playing with your medic and just shitting on everything. Or if you're not playing with your medic, like managing your buffs well on flank and playing with your roamer. But it's hard to even start to talk about that when you have so many like issues with team cohesion. So I hope that's helpful.